Hey, we are going live after a 2.5 hour workout in King Muay Thai, and we're dipping into the 7-Eleven bag of treats. And the first thing we're going to have is a salad. Yay, 7-Eleven. Mm, it's the bomb. So it's been a good week. We actually have got a lot done this week. We actually had a expat welcome aboard. We actually had an expat visit us from Philippines, and that interview is going to go up most likely on Monday or Wednesday. And well, that was quick. That's okay. My God, welcome aboard. Today we're going to talk about the last week. We're going to talk about um, the interview we did with Sam I am. Actually, a different Sam. Actually, we actually had a friend come from the Philippines for his first time here, his first time in a long time from the Philippines to Thailand. And he kind of gives his take on what he think has changed, the difference between, let's say, from Philippines and Thailand, and what his thoughts are now, and recommendations for people that are wanting to come to Asia, whether it's the Philippines or whether it's Thailand. One of the things that I noticed about the interview I did with Sam was that how much alike people are, different people from different parts of the world, whether it's America, whether it's what other countries we're talking to and about, how much we are alike. So Sam really had an interesting interview, and he had the same countries on his wish list as I did. I had Mexico. Mexico is my number one choice for going to in this chapter. It's close to America. I love Mexican food. I love Spanish. However, the Mexican government, Sam said the same thing that I did, that the Mexican retirement visa, or whatever, is really I don't want to say dodgy, but it's changed every year, year after year. The Mexican visa process, and let's just say the Philippine visa process. Now, the Philippine visa process has changed, but for the most part, it's been made easier, I believe. The Philippine visa process is, I love it. It was so friendly. It was so easy to do that I highly recommend. That's one of the pluses of the Philippines is the visa process. The visa process in Thailand is changing, ongoing, but you guys, it's doable. It really is. I had so many expats in the Philippines tell me that the visa process in Thailand is going to be a problem for you, Richard, and two, the language is going to be a problem. And Sam actually touched on that also. It's a challenge for him also. He also, like me and like others, believe that it's doable. And I've been doing it for we're going on 7 months. So, with that being said, though, I think his choices for countries were Mexico was first, South America, Panama. He looked at a bunch of other countries, and then his number four and number five were the Philippines and then Thailand. Yeah, that's right. And he ended up choosing the Philippines as I did because of the visa process. I mean, I choose the Philippines in the beginning, and I'm glad I did for many reasons. Poe. However, that being said, now that he's here, Sam, for his visit, and he hasn't been here in, I think that's been a decade, is what he said. That he would recommend that if you're thinking about coming to live in the Philippines, that you do exploratory in both countries. I'm wearing my Philippines shirt, and we couldn't decide. Gene and I were talking about it, and couldn't decide if it came from Cebu or Manila Airport. I'm pretty sure this came from Cebu when I did the canyon adventure and I swam with the sardines and swam with the turtles in Cebu. It's something that you should try. The 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 canyon adventure in particular, the canyon adventure in Cebu is incredible. You guys, you got to be active though. I did all in on the canyon adventure in Cebu in the Philippines. I did the zip line, and the zip line is not an ordinary zip line, you guys. The one I did in Cebu, the zip line. First off, it took you getting to the zip line was I wouldn't recommend it. I got on the back of some guy's bike and he drove like a bat out of hell up to the top of the mountain where the zip line was located. And not only that, but the zip line in Cebu that I did was really, I mean, it wasn't, I mean, you came in smoking to the stopping point in the zip line in Cebu. And you could literally hear me screaming the whole way across because it was going so fast. I had my GoPro. Unfortunately, I had the GoPro pointed towards the opposite way. So the footage is actually interesting. It's more interesting seeing me coming to an end in Cebu when I bang into the stop. However, the Canyon Adventure had small cliff diving, not big cliff diving, but small cliff diving, and it was really exciting. The cliff diving, you wear a vest and you have a helmet, and the cliffs that we dove off in Cebu were not huge, but if you've never done cliff diving, yeah, it's cliff diving into a pool. And then you do a lot of swimming, and this is in Cebu, in the Cebu Canyon Adventure. And then you do a ton of walking. I mean, it felt like a forced march in the service. It really kind of did. So, anyway, getting back to Sam's visit, I was really grateful that Sam stopped by, that he came to visit me, and also that even though Sam and I are on different ends of the spectrum on a lot of issues, common sense issues, we're right there. And the things that he said about the Philippines and the things that he said about Thailand were, we're exactly where I'm at. So I just got done with a 2.5 hour workout at King Muay Thai, and I'm eating from my 7-Eleven happy ending sack. I love 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven here is like the end of the rainbow. And so right now I'm eating a salad, and I spent about maybe 250 pesos on dinner and snacks. I want to say that's 3, 4, 6. That's maybe about $7.50, something like that. And I got some incredible snacks. But this salad is really good. And so I'm actually eating after my 2.5 hour workout. But Sam went on about his visit, and he talked about the difference in infrastructure. He talked about the difference in I hate to go here, but trash. And hey, we have trash here. I mean, there's actually a landfill not too far from here, and it's where the dogs go and hang out. And they have signs that literally say the signs say here in Thailand, "Do not feed the dogs. Do not." And there's signs a lot of places telling you, "Do not feed the animals," because so many people feed the animals. The animals get fat and lazy and sometimes aggressive. The monkeys, I don't know. We don't know if it's the weather or exactly why, but the monkeys here in Hua Hin, Monkey Mountain, I mean, they're getting more and more aggressive. They actually knocked one of my friends over and took her grocery bag, and they took a bunch of monkeys away, and they took them to a monkey retraining camp and let them out again, and they're just as mucked up as they were before. Maybe just not as many of them. However, that being said, it's getting hotter and hotter. As it gets hotter and hotter here, the visiting season goes down and down, which I'm okay with because there's a lot of people this year that came, more so than came last year. And Thailand is saying that it's been a banner year for visitors. And I don't know what tell me what's your thought on the thing with visiting in the Philippines? I don't get a lot of numbers. I don't hear a lot of numbers from PRA about visitors here in the Philippines. So I don't know if there's more visitors. Thailand is very open and transparent about their visitors because they want more of us. Thailand is not shy about saying that they want their visas to be friendlier and they want more visitors. The thing with Thailand, though, is that the visitors are Nordic, the visitors are European, a lot of Europeans, you guys. I keep talking about the European visitors or expats. I don't even know if we should call them expats. The European visitors in Thailand, there's a ton of them. I talked to an American at the gym today, and I think that him and I were one of like, there's two of us out of, let's say, maybe 30. So there was two American expats out of 30 foreigners. And that's crazy because if you go to the Philippines, there'll be 28 Americans and two from Finland, Spain, wherever. It's just kind of a little bit different. So with that being said, getting back to Sam's interview and getting back to Sam's thoughts, I was really grateful because it kind of showed that people are different, people are the same, people look for the same, people, in the end they just want to be left alone, and he felt the same way too. He's having a great time. He's here for 2 weeks, and he's just one of the things that Sam. I meant to text him and let him know that I'm doing this. Sam really is a foodie also, and I believe that. And you could tell me if I'm wrong. I believe that for foodies, Thailand rocks. Yeah, sure, you got adobo and pansit and a lot of food like that. However, in Thailand, it just seems like the freshness and the quality is different. I could be wrong. It's just my observation. However, Sam is like eating his way around Hua Hin, and the food, some of the food. Hey man, what's going on? Some of the food is here is just to say it's amazing is just an understatement. It's the food is so good. Um, my favorite food. What kind of food is that, Martin? I'm not familiar with that Tagalog word. Some of the food in the Philippines, I only know a handful of it, and that, you know, bungus, spicy bungus, the fish. I love the fish in that we had in the Philippines. Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I've had that before. Beef saturated or sautéed. Yes. No, no, you guys, don't get me wrong. Some of the food we have friends that own restaurants in the Philippines, and don't get me wrong. And Madam K makes a wicked adobo that's really really good, and she also makes wicked bangas spicy, and also puset, which was one of my favorite words because yeah, calamari, yeah, 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 yeah. And so I would go to the restaurant and I would say, yeah, can I have spicy pussy? And all the girls would go, oh, you mean puset? Yes, okay, I mean puset or spicy pussy. Oh my god. Um, yes, silog. No, 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 po. I'm not gonna take away your food because there's good foods in the Philippines. It's just that it's just so spicy different here in Thailand. And so Sam has been posting the gentleman who he's living in the Philippines. He's been there 2 years, and like kind of like me. And he came here, and again, I'm going to have his interview coming up next week. He came here for medical work to Thailand, and we talked about the medical situation between the Philippines and Thailand. And I said the fact that I have only gone to the doctor once, besides taking Cranky in when Cranky, Steve and I took Cranky in, and Cranky was really sick. Yeah, I saw that. I saw Gordon Ramsay do an interview in Bangkok, and I heard about some of the Philippines. And quite frankly, I think Gordon Ramsay is William Shakespeare of cuss words. I love Gordon Ramsay. I've loved him from a long time ago when he was doing his own voiceovers and he was doing his own producing in the beginning of when he would go to restaurants and trash them and try to rebuild them. I love Gordon Ramsay. Yeah, yeah, and I think that he's the man. And I'm actually watching here the newest season, and quite frankly, I think we're on season 22 or 23. And you can only hear the F words or "get out," you know, 100 or 1,500 times, and it's like, okay, he's going to tell him to get out. And so, however, looking at his food, Gordon Ramsay, and looking at he's literally, he's literally a food god. So I totally agree with that. So, but getting back to Sam, so Sam came here to have some eye work done, and our friend Cranky, he actually goes to Manila every, I don't know, every other month, and crank, and I don't, you guys, I don't know, I don't think I would do it, but Cranky gets his corneas cut or lasered or some stuff like that, and no, I'm not going to do that in the Philippines. So I've been to the Philippines once, one doctor, and I went with Steve, and I brought my chickens, and I'm always slightly joking. And then we took Cranky to the hospital, and the hospital wasn't too bad, you guys. It was a teaching hospital. I think it was LaSalle, and it had a lot of similarities with American hospitals and that I have been to. I've worked with like a Doctors Without Borders group. It wasn't them, but it was like them. And I've hung out with a lot of surgeons and doctors. And I don't think that the hospital that we went to, that we took him to in the Philippines, it wasn't that much different than the hospital in America. There was people in the halls. There was craziness in the halls. The last time I went to the ER in America, I had an allergic reaction to penicillin, and I mean there was prostitutes, hit and run. I mean, it was crazy, and this was one of the Midwest's best hospitals. So I'm not saying that the hospitals in the Philippines are bad. I'm actually not saying that at all. I'm saying that the clinic that I go to now here in Thailand is run by foreigners, and it's top notch, it's clean, it's organized. And so I went to the clinic one time in with Steve in Philippines, and I've been to the clinic 5 times here in Thailand for respiratory stuff, for just some minor stuff that in America I would go in a heartbeat. As we become into God's waiting room, as Steve calls it, something comes up, a mole comes up, something comes up here. What is it? I want to check it out. And so you go to the clinic and she tells you, oh, it's a wart. My God. So kind of ridiculous, but I'm glad I went. And I really like my doctor here. I worked ER for years, RN, and they can be crazy as places. Yeah, no. I get it. I get it. But Martin, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that the ER in the Philippines reminded me of the ER in America. I mean, except the one in the Philippines had less prostitutes. So I know that sounds crazy, but we had when I went in. So and I don't talk about this. Steve is better at this than I am, but I fought cancer about guess going on 6 years ago, and so I had a bunch of issues tied to the cancer, and I fought it. I won. Again, and now I'm doing Muay Thai and motorcycles, jumping from boats and planes. The point is that I had lots of medical activities in America. So, yeah, no, Martin. I know, it's crazy, and I think that the last time I went on the penicillin reaction, it wasn't even a weekend, but man, it was crazy. They literally had people strapped into gurneys in the hallway, and this is a decent size hospital in the Midwest. That's it's not a public hospital, not in the least. So my only point is that yeah, okay, what it wasn't that far. So getting back to friend Sam's, yeah, my ex-Filipino and I were in multiple medical missions. The hospitals in the province are more of a third world environment. Yeah, Martin, and I actually did. I did medical missions too. We opened up a hospital in Africa, and we were there for an ungodly amount of time. We were there for a month, and uh, yeah, man. Okay, if you say so. So we were there for about a month, and it was hard work. And so then we also did a clinic in the the backwoods of first word sounds like Jamaica, and that was a dental clinic. Okay, let's get rid of the trash. There we go. Um, anyway, so yeah, I'm not doing this the way I should. I should have a moderator, and I didn't really know if I was going to do this, but I said that I would, and if I try to say I'm going to do something, I work to do it. So yeah, I've been on a couple medical missions, and I love them. They were really fun. The one in Africa was wild, Martin. It was wild because there was no clinics or hospitals or doctors for maybe 150 to 200 miles either way, and so yeah, I agree with you. But again, getting back to our friend Sam, so he came here and he's having each eye done, and I don't know if he's having something done like our friend Justin, where they cut into the corneas, or I don't know. So yeah. Uh, anyway, so he is here for one eye and then the other eye, and I think that's he preferred to come here to Thailand. And I have another friend. I don't think it was LASIK though. I think it was something else. And uh, LBR. Yeah, yeah, and that's yeah. I don't big trolls, and we're gonna have trolls. It's just unfortunately it's part of the new makeup of the world now. But getting back to Sam, so he was having one eye done, then the other eye done, and I don't think it was LASIK. So anyway, I have another friend, and she came here to have a bunch of surgery done. I mean, a ton, like a ton of life-saving surgery. And then something happened, and again, and I might actually. Oh my God, I just came from the gym, so I'm a mess. I might actually have her on and have her tell her story, and I don't want to go too much into detail. But she ended up not being able to do her medical work here in Thailand. She ended up going over to an Arabian country, an Arabic country, and it came out okay. LBH. Um, it came out okay. The most positive aspect of living here in Thailand is the most positive thing is probably just, and you're going to laugh when I tell you this. It's the vibe. I try to explain this to my friend Gina, and it's just the vibe. It's the food. It's the no noise. It's the cleanliness. It's just the vibe. So the negative is exactly what everyone said it was, and that's the language. The language has been bigger than I thought of an issue, not earth ending. Um, However, the language has been a huge issue. I mean, and I've gotten everything from no the wrong food orders multiple times to a, many other different experiences that were misunderstood. So now I'm really, really clear. When I order things, I point. When I ask for things, I point, and I say one or two. But that was in the Philippines, you guys. I would ask for something in the Philippines, and they would bring me two or three, and I know that I asked for one. So it's the same thing. Now, as a matter of fact, I do have many or a few expat friends, Americans, and most of them, probably 60-70% are military, Dickie, and and they are usually paying for their own healthcare. Getting healthcare on insurance here, I'm coming to find out, is way more difficult than I thought. You know, we had we had Miles Lava, and we had the company in the Philippines, and they made it super easy. Medical healthcare. Now I didn't use them, so don't. I'm not. I'm not saying that they were easy to deal. I mean, they were easy to deal with. Miles Lava, I just love her, and she handled all the paperwork and everything with the insurance, so super easy. So yeah, I don't have a lot of experience, but I know a lot of people that just, I don't want to say they self-insure, but they either credit card or they self-insure or they money. I haven't talked to any expats or foreigners that actually have and use their healthcare insurance here. And I can't tell you though how many friends you guys go back to America and they stay for a month and a half or two, and they get their scopes done and they get their eyes done, they get this done, they get that done. And Steve and I, we have experience knowing expats that got scopes and throat, and the other way too. They got both of those scopes, and they worked out fine, and they felt they got taken care of correctly. I don't know, you guys. I'm going back to America this summer, and I'm planning to have a ton of medical work done, or just basically tests, done in America, and then maybe bring that information here or whatever. But there's the plus of the Philippines is got to be the visa. The visa system, whether it's with Mary Rose and Thelma or whoever you choose. I prefer Mary Rose. She rocks. The visa here, I ended up going through an agent. I probably will the next time too, but I'm thinking the year after that, I won't. The year after that, I believe I'm probably going to do my visa myself. I'll be on my third year and I will have got it down. Banking here is not, banking here is a little more dicey. Not dicey. I just preferred it in the Philippines. I had better relationship with my banker in the Philippines. So, yeah, there's pluses and minuses to both places. The biggest plus that I've talked about again and again and again and again to you're sick and hear about it is it's quiet. The peace and quiet here, you guys. There's no roosters. Yes, the SSRV military. Sam and I talked about that, and Steve and I have talked about that, and multiple people we've talked about that. It's just it's so easy and it's so affordable for military. And Sam and I were talking also about we've known people that have skated into both countries really, and have not told the truth or had less than honorable discharges, or and quite frankly, they got away with it. They have gotten away with it. It's just a matter of how long can you get away with stuff for before it catches up with you. And it's the same way with a lot of there's, and I can get dinged for talking about this. However, the medical marijuana, the that here in Thailand is a whole different ballgame. If you do stuff like that in the Philippines, you could be in huge trouble. If you do stuff like that here, you get a frequent flyer card. Yeah, and also too, a lot of drugs, you guys, whether it's Steve's diabetes drugs or whether it's sleep meds. New Steve and I talk about that are much more available here in Thailand. And it's so funny because many of us here in Thailand, everybody's a blogger, and many of us here in Thailand are almost worried that the secret's out, about how nice Thailand is. So you guys, if you haven't been here, come here and check it out. You really need to. With that being said, I'm actually going to wrap this up because I literally just came back from a 2.5 hour workout. I said I was going to do this, but I wanted to show you guys. I wanted to show you some of the end of the rainbow gold at 7-Eleven. Of course, here's your Lay's potato chips. Thank you, Nikki. I appreciate it. And this right here, it's incredible. Incredibly. Yeah, I know. I shouldn't be eating any of this. But here's something good. These are pumpkin seeds. This is all stuff from 7-Eleven, and it's all super cheap and super affordable. Yeah, totally off the diet. Yeah, those are like donuts, po. And then there's stuff like this. So this is literally, I want to say maybe 20, 30 cents. And this is the same thing. This is the difference between Thailand and America. So this is the serving size here in Thailand, you guys. And this is about maybe, let's just say 30 cents. And so what I do with this is I put it into peanut butter. So 7-Eleven literally is a magical place. I'm here to tell you. And I go there every day. So anyway, with all that being said, I appreciate you guys. And let me know what you'd like to talk about in the future. Have a great weekend. Thanks a lot for listening.